202 was the latest disaster when the second floor of Pisha Garden was completed, and it was a rainy world. People escaped from Beijing Gate in the water. The story that happened at that time was from 3 years ago, that the Kaoji Sanian team was on the Xiqing Ocean Park in the 7th continent. What they didn't expect was that the rebuilt pulling machine covered as many as 3 million square kilometers. Ocean Park. For 3 years, they've been paying attention to and exploring the next kind of signal that tells them they receive in this era. This is a shark that they have been following the aircraft path. In order to follow you and observe the performance, the sea breeze passes through the head bicycle of their teammates. Less observing the underwater situation. From the right, U.S. How long? 4 divers came forward to check the situation under a pen-name team member under the pulling machine. The vice president of the Shanghai Stock Exchange is full of quantity. One of the biggest temptations is that it is a little happy to recover from a large number of difficulties. This kind of rain usually doesn't come when everyone rushes to expand classes. They observe it will come next month at 7 o'clock, and the people present will have nothing to make up for it. The length of the head and tail has grown this year, and the heart of the rain can't see that this shark is their strange observation subject. For the reason of the carbon state sharks, there are all people who are vulnerable to sharks, and the Lord never wants Kilu's sharks to disappear into the water. If you don't have a comparison, you don't want to eat pigs. The vine first comes to the screams of your teammates and jumps into the sea with the horse's large intestine fish. If you know how many people have the large intestine, you will jump him down and jump him. What? After reading the second observation of the 4 continents, it rained heavily to prevent the yellow color from approaching. The wind on Sheyu Road is also a new acquaintance who has passed by it. When he finds something wrong, the Virgin Lima comes down. Society seems as bad as the rain, and they escape frantically. Don't let the economic pain persist. The pieces of fish are all made to make big teal ducks, and the economical multi-box mouth starts to use water. He calculated that the fish king took out the knife, and then Jing Wuxiang returned to the water safely. 3 years later, the 3-year fire in Paris is afraid that the first day will be salvaged from next year's youth. In front of us, Mr. Fu feels that he will host the Euro event in order to show that the affected objects of these characteristics have no shadow lines, and they have already dealt with them invalid. All of them are calling for Meituan's official book-style experience. After the rain, Lao Jing's economy became a marine curator, but the naughty children's emotions of the deceased this time are also hard to predict. Look at the girl professor who is ready to leave. They are working in a marine museum of finance and economics to protect the marine environment, and they are not interested when he is ready to leave. After the diagnosis, it was the wreckage of their heads that reigned. It turns out that there is a computer expert in Xiaoai's team who shoots the odd number of successful classmates. When they are tracked by poachers next month, they will turn off the signal to protect them. The Pacific Ocean has reached Paris again, which is impossible today. Bitter masturbation safety without asking for their vocal symbols, and the child to show the vocal symbol's position. 3 weeks ago, it rained upstream to downtown Dali. UAJ survives in large water from shark roots. Next month has become adapted to survival. This famous general has evolved, and then he is so unwilling to accept it. Now it is definitely just a dragged sound symbol thrown. In order to help this head return to the university next month, we will start action tonight, and make the netizens provide some help. But the economy can think that it is just a bookstore that commits crimes to repair sperm. When I got home, Wang Xiang took out the pictures of dribs and drabs of rain recorded in the good basic store of that year. We didn't expect it to rain and really come to seriously. We checked the number 7 acoustic symbol. We didn't expect it to be serious when it really rained. The serious heart of the historical problem, Halima can't get through the little love phone. But the successful little love son. Soon after, he found that there was obvious rain on the car door. He was hoping that it would rain in the United States. He really came here. At this moment, many inspections took place, and their little love was also caught. A building with no noun appearing, because Paris advocates the main hiking mountain. So, central label, all the surrounding selectors waited for the tracking star. And later Xiao Guo, who was in tune with the production, died of rain. Back to the reason why Xiaoai stepped down next to the officiating Aji. The child had to be guided. The police quickly learned about the report, and made the invitation of the police. Where did they salvage the driver's condition and body? In order to confirm 4 reasons, the police obstructed the sperm under the recommendation of a little love after seeing the wound of the corpse. The next one can't appear at the general election at all, which means that the rain has changed too much, and it won't be easily sad, such as sharks, in order to find out the sperm of sharks. The next section is all about Link's worries about people preparing to pay to explore their reckless behavior in order to find the navigation service provided by this shark economy in Xinjiang, but the favorable conditions will directly rain. And then after the appearance, they will soon arrive at the location of the sound sign. The reminder of rain is so great that they should be able to see his life, and go into the water to explore the drinking water is very blurry. But the department, don't lose part of the physical influence of big fish. In order to protect the fortune of the shark of the foremost shark, they are going to check the gate in the middle. Said that they had a crime on the water, so Aji started the detection. What Shark saw first was that there were so many children with good hearts, because doing so brings power to the underwater company. Underwater is single. The police will rain and fall insects, and both sides are making up behind one side. The Spirit Mirror police in the last competition knocked over and sent people to copy the shark to spread the world influence. There are not many things left about Zhangbo and ocean life, and the internet has appealed to big groups. Before, Gaofren's sharks continue to discover, as the world continues to discover. Can the market subjective heart competition in the market that will be saved soon be successfully carried out? He ordered the master to spare no expense, and everyone should let the shark play and disappear. The negative effects of eyebrow body injury to hands. The project of Zhonghu spends a period. Absolutely cannot think that a rain appears to hit the water jump. In order to protect this shark in the economic time, they decide after the weekend, prepare the sound to have the rain body, and then inject the town for a period. Just before the police action, the assistant dragged his eyes to find the sperm. She was absolutely too crazy about the economy at that time. They brought it in the sandfish belt that happened in the third part. Many people threatened the audience in the main encirclement. Leading the middle-aged egg yolk wood to learn at the bathmouth, they found a large number of flower pavilions, and they opened their vocal cords and started to apply them under everyone's commissioner. It rained. At this moment, the police actually went to the door and ordered everyone to understand the derailment and leave. This tour edge gave birth to this wave. Everyone relied on Kuxi, and it rained. There was a kindergarten beside him, where Egg Tart touched the cub beside him. But he didn't know that his becoming the first quarter of the rain continuously recovered its threat under the heart of a child. A.G. Zhang lives on the Great Wall of Selection, pulling children up and down. The rain directly put everyone in trouble, and people's beginning images were quickly lost. The rain started in the water, and the human scene of falling into the water when crazy was very confusing and helpful. And I was also very interested in the existence of water people. I saved myself until I was born, so I knew his teammates who took the necessary arm. He hyped Ambien interestingly, and in the end, the tragedy repeated under download, leaving the economy in place and eventually departing early. Sightseeing explanation? After the economic monitoring of the environment of the trachea, they appear in the third step learner, right? The third step of safety is to return to the place, then return to the sea after being neutral, so that the fine people can reign the closest thing. The 2-month-old one has already responded to the big launch this year. Direct rain can directly breed wirelessly. If they continue to fight back, their existence is likely to be too serious in the ocean. The 2 people reported the situation to the police to the chief, and then the chief did it to them for the sake of the competition. It was indeed right, and claimed in the plant that the rain had been properly handled and was very safe, and Aji and others were worried. Beijing sharks and crabs are in the bodies destined for the handlers of these sharks. Xiao Shui, who follows the rain of sperm, must be in the underground protection. AG leads the personnel ahead, and all the sandfish from all over the world are brought together in the water. Then they use the driving to blow the wood and snow. The Shachin quickly proceeded according to the plan, and they went to the warding site to install the responsibilities. At this time, the competition on the mountain was like the above, and the fat onlookers watched the competition. All the players are waiting in front of the car running line, but who is in the open gun competition in the market is also the threat that the players do not know and understand at the beginning of the different downward adjustments. The bus has also fallen to the latest point, when the terrible task at that time became the dream of the lower right station in front of us now. Soon after browsing, the bomb they successfully installed was blocked by the officials, so they had no choice but to live in the tradition of xiong, and the impeachment blue light would take an escape exit. 3 people recently went to Zheng remote control, the shark in front of them, and they all had a multi-technical fan of rushing to start. However, he took the initiative to find the mouth center of a shark with a real name in rain, which took my sister Jane away and asked him out, although the doctor was exploding. I wanted to look for other teams, but a sad woman came, and he died in the hospital. The team members joined the bottom crash and climbed forward. It's easy for athletes whose targets still exist to check this. In fact, everyone is discovering the news of the athletes behind. Need. Feeling a lot of foam left under their crazy underground at the scene. AG and the 2 shouted their feet, and the loudest gunfire appeared in their protagonist, as it rained and ran wildly in the water. The medical treatment is popped down as 2-5. Porter's explosion reacted quickly and slowly. The chain explosion of the National People's Congress caused the entire coastal gate truck to withstand a corresponding river water and pour into the entire coastal gate. The Juke Sing running had already been carried away by a vast ocean of smoke. AG's on a bitterboard. When it rains a lot, the tigers think about Dandan around them, so the neighborhood story of the race has also gone down the road. The nearest people exist among many heaviest people, and this reaction is similar to the damage to the ecological environment and the central government's anti-market. I would like to thank everyone for their Kuntong business.